XOXO and welcome to or back to my channel. I run a small crochet business called XOXO Crochet Plus Whimsy where I sell mostly plushies at in-person markets. I also recently launched my website, so if you'd like to check that out, it'll be linked in the description. And though I haven't gotten any online orders yet, I have some exciting news that I want to share with you guys since I told you that I'd be keeping you updated and bringing you along with me on my online sales journey. So I haven't made an official sale through my website yet, so I'm not sure if this counts, but I'm still very excited about this because my friend put in a custom order with me. So I'm excited to share that with you guys in the coming weeks. That's all I'm really going to say about it right now because I do have a fairly large, at least large for me, yarn order coming really soon. It's in the mail now. It should be here in the next week or so. And so I'm excited to do a big yarn haul, or big, I don't know, I guess big is subjective, big for me yarn haul in the coming weeks. And in that yarn haul is when I'll be sharing with you what exactly I'm going to be crocheting for this custom order because it is super fun. And then I also ordered yarn to make a few other projects that I'm just wanting to make for myself. If you want a little bit of a spoiler alert, all the items are spooky season themed, so all the yarn in the yarn haul will be for spooky season themed projects, including for the order that my friend put in, which, if she's watching this, by the way, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be doing my first ever custom order. It's really exciting, really fun, and I'm excited to take you guys along with me for making that. But in this week's video, we are going to be having to prepare for this yarn order to arrive. So I'm not sure if any of you guys also have to prep for your yarn order arrivals, but I always have to prep to make sure that I have enough space, enough room to put all my new yarn because if you don't know already, I live in an extremely small studio. No, I do not have a separate studio for my crochet. I live in a tiny, tiny studio. And so my bedroom and kitchen are actually connected. And then the only separate room that I have is my bathroom. No living room, nothing else. And so I have to really manage my space wisely, especially when it comes to storing my yarn. So if you guys are also just interested in seeing how I store my yarn in a small space as well, stay tuned for that. So the 3 steps that I take every time I have to prep for new yarn to come in is first I have to reorganize my current yarn stash, my current yarn wall, whatever I have going on. Again, since I live in a small space, my yarn storage is a bit crazy, a little bit unorganized because I do have a small yarn wall, which is where I keep my yarn that I use most frequently so that I can see it easily. It's easy to pick out. But then my other yarn that I use less frequently, I just have to store in bags. So it can get kind of crazy. Sometimes I just end up shoving yarn wherever it fits and it becomes a mess. So before I have new yarn coming in, I do like to just kind of consolidate the yarn that I already have, make sure that everything is in its place at least as best as possible, and that the bags of yarn that I have are also somewhat organized by type of yarn and such. And the second step that I take is going through all of my whips and trying to finish as many as I can. Again, I just don't have that much space, and I honestly am, I don't want to say I'm mad at myself, but just a little bit frustrated with myself because I've definitely let my whips bag just get out of control. Before, when I first started this business, so 6 months ago, I was being really good about not letting myself have any whips. I would finish everything that I started, within the week. I always made sure to, because I didn't just want a bunch of projects piling on top of each other, because I know that I usually do that with crochet before I started the business. And so now, since I did have the business, I got to be a little bit smarter about using up yarn and what I decide to start crocheting and actually finishing projects. So I was being super good about it, but now I have a huge bag of whips that I should probably finish, just to use up again some of that yarn that I have to make room for the new yarn, as well as just to finish some of the whips, because I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't have like 50 half finished projects. I gotta finish something. The third step that I'll take, third and final step in prepping for my new yarn to come, is going to be trying to use up the yarn that I currently have. So after I finish the whips, make sure that I have enough yarn for those. I'm gonna be just evaluating the yarn that I currently have and trying to brainstorm different projects that I might be able to make with it. And I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be doing this for. Definitely, obviously, for this week, but for sure, comment things down below, especially when I show you guys what yarn I have. If you get any ideas for me, I guess, make sure to comment them, because I'm sure I'm going to be having to try to use up this yarn definitely for longer than just this week. I think that my yarn is supposed to come around the 20th. So for the next, what is that, like 2 or so weeks, I'll for sure just be trying to use up all the yarn that I currently have. I think it would be kind of fun for the video, and also I honestly just do this all the time, which is probably why my market prep is so hectic and why I have so many one-off items. But it really does help me from getting burnt out, and I just like mixing things up a lot. So I know a lot of other YouTubers and stuff have already done this, and it's funny because even before I started watching crochet YouTube, I mean, I just do this in my everyday life. Like, if I have to decide what tasks to do because it's hard for me to make decisions, I put everything in a wheel. And so I know a lot of people have already done videos like that, and for me, again, it's just an everyday thing that I do when I'm crocheting. I put everything in a wheel, spin the wheel, and that decides what I crochet that day. So I'm thinking that I'll take all of my ideas that I have, and then if you guys leave me any ideas as well, I'll put it all in a wheel. And I'm not sure if I'll include that in this long form video or just make little shorts out of the wheel, because I think that would be fun maybe. And I know other people also post videos like that, and it can be fun to see what people make. I don't know. Hopefully you guys think it's fun. But that's my current plan that I'm thinking of doing, is putting everything on a wheel, making it spin around, and then whatever it lands on is what I'll crochet for the day. I thought that would be kind of fun and a way to use up all the yarn that I currently have, because I really do need to make room for all this new yarn that I ordered. So today is Sunday, September 7th. And in all the videos that I've done so far, I've only just done like a 1 day video, just sitting down, filming, yapping, whatever, and then editing, posting it. But I think this week I'm going to take you guys with me and film all throughout the week, because I don't think that I'm going to be able to accomplish this, especially not all 3 steps, let alone step 1. If I keep looking over here, by the way, it's because my yarn wall is off to here of the camera, and I just keep staring at it because it's staring at me and it's looking scary over there. So I don't even know if I'm going to finish organizing the yarn in 1 day, let alone organizing and finishing whips and trying to use up all the yarn that I have. So I'm going to take you guys with me all throughout my week this week. Anytime I go to organize my yarn wall, or sit to finish a whip, or to crochet something new to use up my yarn, I'll be filming it, taking you guys with me, and hopefully we can get this all organized and make room for the new yarn before it shows up. I think that's all I have to say for this intro. I think I've definitely said enough. I know I yap so much in these videos. I'm sorry if you're not into that. I just like to talk a lot. I apologize. But I will meet you all at the yarn wall. Okay, are you all ready for the yarn wall reveal? I hope you are. Again, a warning, it's kind of crazy, but what do we think? Here is my yarn wall. Let me take this bag down so you can see it better. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Not there being like trash, not there being a party popper in the yarn wall. What in the world? And all my stickers, like XOXO stickers. If you order from me, free sticker with your purchase. No, so embarrassing. I can't believe I didn't notice the trash, but now that that's out of there, here is the yarn wall. Again, nothing crazy, nothing that's new, nothing that you've never seen before. I just used, like most of the crocheters do, the CNC grids. I used to have black square grids for this because I used CNC grids way long ago to build my guinea pigs their custom cage. So luckily I already had some on hand, and then when I got some extra cash, I was able to get these nice pink ones that are solid. I definitely recommend the solid ones compared to the gritty ones, because the ones with the grids, your yarn will like poke through it and it's just kind of crazy. But with these ones, your yarn all stays consolidated. I'll have these ones linked in my Amazon storefront. Highly recommend them, whether you're using them for your yarn storage or for your guinea pig cage. I realized I was not wearing my microphone, and I feel like the little mic does help tune out the extra sounds. I just haven't had them on in my other videos because I'm lazy and always forget to charge them, and then when I feel like filming, they're not charged and I don't feel like having to wait for them to charge. But remembered to charge them for today, so luckily y'all get some crispy clear audio, hopefully. Back to my massive yarn wall. I'm not sure if you guys can tell just by this space right here just how small my area is, but literally right here is my closet. So, which my closet is not closed in, it's out in the open. And then we have the yarn with my TV over there. But anyways, what you're really here for, the big yarn wall. Well, mid-sized to small yarn wall, but you know what I mean. So the way that I go about organizing my yarn wall, at least the last time that I organized it, which by the way, I do try to do a big reorganization on my yarn wall every single time I put in a yarn order, which is usually right after a market. But after my last market, I did not put in a yarn order because I didn't make as much as I thought I would. So this is the first time that I'm going to be organizing my yarn wall, doing a big reorganization, I should say, on my yarn wall since June. So it's definitely been a couple months, but I ideally like to do it once a month. Every week, I would say, I try to do just a mini organization. So if I see clearly there's some yarn that's way poking out or something that's in the wrong spot that's easy to switch around, I might switch them around. But right now, this is just my honest yarn wall, what it's looking like. So you might be able to tell, maybe, maybe not. I try to keep my parfait chunky in these two cubbies right here. So this one's actually good. This is all parfait chunky. Definitely the colors need to be reorganized. I do like having them in rainbow order. And then up here we have mostly parfait chunky, and then I also have some of the, is this Posh Pearl, I believe it's called, the new one at Michael's. These ones actually aren't too bad. We move over here and we have mostly worsted weight acrylic yarn, the yarn that I use for embroidery mostly. And that one's looking okay. We also have Juicy Couture mixed in with it because, again, there's just some of it's a little bit of madness. Also some, it looks like parfait chunky thrown in there, and chenille basics. So definitely, gotta organize that one up. Up here, looking good because we have all Premier chenille basics. So that's awesome. So this cubby is looking really great as well. Next, let's move up to this cubby here. Let me adjust the camera so that you guys can see what we're doing up here. And now I'm tall. I had to get my stool out to get to my top two cubbies. This is what I have to do every time, pleasures of living in a tiny home. But also a warning that I might scream because there was a spider on my ceiling this morning. Sometimes we smash the spiders, but sometimes we don't. Last summer we had a pet spider named Rhonda, and she was with us for like a really long time, and then it was really sad when she passed. We saw her molt like 3 times. It was really cool. Anyways, because we like having spiders around to get like the little fruit flies and stuff, you know what I mean. But this spider actually went on the move, I guess, and so I don't know where it's at. It might be in one of my bags of yarn up there, so if I do scream, I'm sorry. First, we have to move our SD Padres flag. Go Padres! Finally, onto this cubby here, which you might be able to tell. This one also looks very, very nice. It's all chenille basics, which we love to see. Again, though, these two cubbies, as well as the little bit of chenille basics in here, we'll have to figure them out and organize them more nicely, put them in rainbow order, make it look aesthetically beautiful. You know what I mean. So I'll definitely be having to do that, and hopefully that'll create a little bit more space for more yarn as well. The very top looks like definitely just kind of a mess of yarns. It looks like I was trying to go for like a velvet cubby because I do have some Bernat velvet, it looks like, as well as this velvet yarn that I get off of Amazon that I use to make scrunchies. I'll also have that yarn linked in my storefront. It's my favorite yarn to use for scrunchies. It's so nice, so soft, and my scrunchies are always a really big hit at markets as well. Just a little side note. So check that out if you want. But other than that, this cubby is kind of a mess because again, we have velvet. This looks like it might be parfait chunky though in black, which hello, I'm always needing black parfait chunky, and I've probably been looking for that, and it's been with my velvet yarn this whole time all the way at the top, which I can't see unless I'm on the stool. So that's great, awesome, great organization to me. But we also have some, I think this is the petite pearl from Michaels, and then more of that posh pearl, I'm pretty sure. And then some burnout blanket just in the black, gray, and white variegation because I use that kind for my snakes. There's also some fluffy, is that burnout pipsqueak, I think? I don't even think that skein has been used before, so maybe I can use up that this week, make like a fluffy kitty or something. That might be cute. So, but definitely have to organize that cubby. It's a good thing that it's giving me ideas of what to crochet, but bad thing that it's so unorganized. So we'll definitely be having to work on that this week. Next, we should pull down these two bags, I guess, which this is what I'm scared about because I have found a spider in one of these bags before, and I know if I was smart, I would just use a bag that zips like the one that I have right here. But no, I just like to make life hard. Well, it's really just I like to save money and not spend money if I don't have to. But I really should look into investing in some bags that close because I am scared that we're gonna see a spider right now. Wish me luck, y'all. Alright, I safely retrieved the bag from way up there, and now I have it here. It is very full. It did already spill on me, so hopefully there's no spider in it because if there was a spider in it, I'm sure it would have gotten on me by now. But let's go through this bag to see what kind of yarn we have and if there's anything that maybe I can make with it this week, because I honestly haven't gone through this bag or the other pink bag that's up there probably probably since June, honestly, since my June or July market. And so it's definitely been a few months. So I really need to go through these bags and see what yarn I can use up from them. Starting with our blue bag, we have this soft velvety yarn. It's by a brand that I don't know of. I think that I got this on Amazon actually. It's really nice. It's actually a really soft yarn. I think that I was gonna use this to make non-binary cats actually. That's the specific reason why I bought this, because I had every other color except purple. Because for some reason, one of my biggest requests is to make non-binary loaf kittens. So maybe I can make some of those this week if I have the other colors now. That's always the problem. I get colors to make something, but then I use up the colors I have, and by the time I get the new colors, I can't make the item anymore. So maybe though, that would be a fun thing to do this week. We'll see. Next, I'm going to be pulling out all of this other yarn that I've gotten off of Amazon. I'll have this yarn also linked in my storefront. It's not my favorite yarn. Like, I'm going to give y'all my honest review of it. It's not my personal favorite yarn, but it is very budget friendly for yarn, cost effective, affordable. And what I use this yarn for specifically, the reason why I buy it is for my Pride events. I make rainbow loaf kittens. I also make loaf kittens that are inspired by like trans flag colors. And this yarn, it just is so vibrant and it really makes them pop. So that is one thing that I do love about this yarn, is the colors are always so bright, so vibrant. It's also very easy to work with. So if you're a beginner, highly recommend this yarn because it is really thick, so you can see your stitches really easily and it's very tube-like. But anyway, this is not a yarn review video. I'm trying to clean out my yarn right now. So let's go through this and let's see, maybe I have enough yarn to make some more rainbow cats because they are just cute any time of the year, not just for Pride Month. And maybe I can make some other things out of this yarn as well, like chubby frogs. I also like making chubby frogs out of it, which we have green right here, so maybe I can do some chubby frogs this week. We also have blue. Oh, we have two skeins of blue, it looks like. This one's definitely been used though, so maybe like a skein and a half of blue. This really pretty lavender, lilac, purple color. I wonder if I could figure out something to make with this. We have dark purple, which I used to make the rainbow loaf kittens. So far we have green, blue, and purple. So if we can find some red, orange, yellow, maybe I can make some little rainbow loaf kittens, or even like another little animal that's a rainbow print. I don't know. I love rainbow print things. Next we have white, which I feel like this is always just good to have on hand anyway. So nice to have that. It honestly looks more like a creamy color too than a white. So love that. Next is baby blue, so maybe I can even make some trans kitties this week because I use the baby pink, baby blue, and white for those guys. Next we have some mint. I do really like to make chubby frogs with this minty color. They always turn out so cute. We have two more skeins of green, but this green is a little bit different from the other green from earlier, which is a brighter green. This is more of a forest green, and I also love using this green to make chubby frogs. So maybe this week will be just like a chubby frog week. I don't know. I have so much green though, so it would be perfect for little froggies. Now we have yellow, which is awesome because this is one of the colors that I would need for the rainbow kittens. And even more yellow, but this yellow is a little bit different shade than the other yellow that I just found. As you can hopefully see on camera, I'm not sure, but this one's a little bit lighter than this one, so maybe I can figure something out to do with that. And now here is the light pink that I was also talking about that I used to make the trans kittens, but I barely have any pink left compared to the baby blue, so I don't know, maybe I'll have to figure out something else. We'll see what happens. And yay, we have orange, so all we need left now is red, and maybe we can make some rainbow kittens. Two skeins of navy. I don't know what to do with this, but I feel like I need to do something with this because I literally have two skeins of it. But what would look good in navy? And this yarn is also, like, it's thick, by the way, too. It's definitely a lot thicker than, say, like a parfait chunky or something like that. It's pretty thick, so it makes pretty big plushies as well. It's a nice texture to work with, honestly. But I just don't know. I don't know what to do with this. What do I do with navy? That's the other thing too, I should say. When you order this, you order it in bulk, which is the one thing that is nice about it, because you do get, like 10 skeins for 30 bucks, which is such a good deal. But I mean, you can't pick out the color, so now I'm stuck with all this navy that I don't know what to do with. And we have even more orange, so I can make even more rainbow cats with this. Finally, what I was looking for, the red. So now I for sure can make some rainbow cats this week, or I don't know, maybe I'll figure out something different to make. Oh, this is exciting. There was some of this baby pink, which this one is not as vibrant as the other one that I showed you guys. So this one right here is the one that I prefer to use for my trans kitties, because hopefully you can tell on camera, it's a lot more vibrant than this one. But it is good to know that I have this baby pink one, because I still think that that would look cute for a little trans kitty. And that was all the yarn I had in this blue bag. The good news is that there were no spiders, so but maybe they could still it could still be there. It could still be there. So we're not safe yet, but at least it wasn't in the blue bag. I think I'm probably just gonna end up putting all of this Amazon yarn back in this blue bag for now, because I don't use it that often and I don't want to congest the yarn wall even more with any more yarn. But I definitely want to try to get through some of this yarn this week or in the coming weeks, because I mean, I have so much of it. I just finished putting all the skeins of that yarn that I got on Amazon back in the blue bag. I counted 21 skeins in total. Technically it's 22 skeins counting this guy right here, but I think that I'm gonna put this one in with a different, probably with the pink bag of yarn, because this purple color did come with two other skeins of the exact same color, so it'd be nice to store them all together and have it organized nicely. But this bag of Amazon yarn is complete, and I'm definitely gonna have to figure out some little plushies that I can make with this yarn sometime this week. Next, I'm going to grab the pink bag that has even more yarn in it. I'm not sure what kind of yarn is in that bag. I think it's Bernat Blanket, but there might be some other stuff. Who knows? Hopefully not a spider, but let's see. Wish me luck, you guys. Grabbed the pink bag. The good news is there was no spider, at least not yet. Now that I said that, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be holding this bag so close to me, because like I said before, there has been a spider inside of one of these bags before, and I still haven't learned my lesson. But as predicted, we do already have, I see, a skein of Bernat Blanket in here. I use this one for snakes, so maybe I'll have to make some snakes this week to get rid of some of this yarn. Next, we have, I believe this is Sweet Snuggles Light from Michaels, the one that they don't have anymore, of course. And I use this one to make a lot of different things, but mostly to make the Blue Stardew Valley chickens. So I might have to make some of those this week as well. Okay, next I'm seeing 3 skeins of this Yarn Bee Adorable, and I have it in this baby blue, white, and baby pink. I was having such a hard time crocheting with this yarn, you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but this is as far as I got with it. But this was also one of the first things that I was trying to make when I first started making plushies at the beginning of this year. So I might have to try out this project again and try to make a trans kitty with these colors. I feel like that would be so cute. And he would be so big too, because this yarn is so thick. Next, I just have some of this mustard color, and this is Velvety Smooth. I'm pretty sure the same as this, which is a more red color. I use this one for the beaks of my chickens, and this one for the little what's it called, a comb, I think, of the chickens. So I'll definitely have to make chickens this week because I have the blue for the Stardew Valley chickens and now I have these two colors as well. And another skein of that same color of burlap blanket. So I'll definitely be making snakes sometime soon. I have to. And another skein of burlap blanket in the same color that I have at the top of the yarn wall. So again, I really need to get on making some snakes. Finally, we just have some random worsted weight yarn. I don't know why this wasn't with the other worsted weight yarn, but I'll definitely be having to rearrange things to make that happen. Those were the only two skeins left in the pink bag. So let's get to. I am not going to be doing everything today. So I'm going to start rearranging and putting some of this yarn that I just pulled out into the yarn wall and replacing some of these skeins and maybe putting them into the bag instead, like the velvety yarns at the top of the yarn wall, maybe the burnout blanket as well, just because I haven't been using that yarn as often as I've been using, my obviously I use the Premier Basic Chenille and the Premier Perfect Chunky a lot more than I use pretty much any other skeins, any other type of yarn. And the type of yarn that I have coming soon is Parfait Chunky, so I definitely want to get this loops and thread yarn out of here so that I can have space for the Parfait Chunky. So I'm just starting to organize it a little bit. I don't want to bore you guys with a whole bunch of footage, so I'll definitely chop it up to make it more digestible. But it's already past 4 p.m. today, which means my fiance is either already off work or going to get off work any minute or already driving home. And I need to have a hot meal on the table for her when she gets here. So I think that I'm just gonna organize these skeins of yarn that I just pulled out into the yarn wall for today and not worry about organizing everything by color. And then I will be back tomorrow to organize everything actually by color. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'll give you guys another update tonight with my finished organization, just with the yarn in its specified spot. But if not, I'll definitely be back in the morning to show you guys what I've accomplished. Alright, I just finished refilling the pink bag and I somewhat reorganized my yarn wall. I'm not even sure if you guys are able to tell at all. I moved the Juicy Couture yarn out from where the worsted weight yarn was and I put the Juicy Couture yarn in here along with all the other velvet yarn that I use. So pretty much any yarn that I use to make scrunchies I put in this bag. And then velvet yarn is very loose, very tiny, so it very much fit probably halfway in the bag. So then I filled up the other half of the bag with thicker yarns like the burnout blanket. And I still had two skeins of burnout blanket that would not fit in this bag, and I could have just shoved them on top once I throw the bags back up there, but I just wanted to put them somewhere, so I put them in here with the worsted weight yarn. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but again, I was just doing a very quick reorganization of everything just to get it done before my fiance gets home. But tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have more time to go more in depth with it, organize it better, and really make it the way that I like it. But for now, I just wanted to show you guys all the yarn that I'm working with. I also have another bag right here in my Tokidoki bag, and this bag is just completely filled with the Loops and Threads Fluffy Flex yarn because I absolutely love that yarn. I really love to make like cupcakes and stuff like that. And that kind of yarn just works so perfect for it because it makes the frosting look like there's little sprinkles in it. I'm not going to open that bag because it's hard to get it back closed when it is open, but definitely I feel like I should make something out of that yarn this week, especially since it's so hard to close. Maybe if I would use some of it, it would make it easier to close. it's just hard because if you didn't know that yarn was limited edition, and so I do have a hard time using it. It's just like how I am with the Juicy Couture yarn, which I actually haven't looked into that yet. I'm sure by now there might actually be a place where we can purchase that from. I'm sure I'm just behind on it and you all probably already know all about it, but I should actually really look that up soon. But I feel that way about the Fluffy Flex yarn. I feel even more so actually about that yarn just because I do really love it. It does have a special place in my heart. So I don't use it very much, but I definitely need to start because I can't just be hoarding this big bag of it forever. So this is where we'll end things for today, but I mean, it'll only be about 2 seconds for you guys. It'll be tomorrow morning for me when we'll actually go more in depth and hopefully sort out some of these colors. I might also crochet a little bit tonight, and I'll definitely let you guys know what I decide to work on if I do. So, see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I know I said I would check in on Monday, but I ended up getting busy yesterday, and today we're at the pool. There's a bird! Oh! Where are you? Is that you? My dad's created a monster. Got the day off, maybe? Day off. I, of course, took my crochet to the pool, so today is going to be a chill day and a work day. Let's get to. It's beautiful. We love Harrah's. Feeding the birds. Hey y'all, it is Wednesday, and sadly, as you can see, I am back from the pool, back from Harrah's, but we had so much fun. It was such a blast, and honestly, I wasn't sure how it would be, like, bringing all the crochet in and, like, crocheting by the pool. I don't know, sometimes I do get shy about crocheting in public, but it was so much fun. I only made one little guy, let me show you. I made this little baby axolotl. Isn't he so cute? I love making the axolotls, especially if I am doing like a crochet in public type thing, because these guys are so easy to make and they only require a little bit of stuffing. So I just put stuffing in a Ziploc bag and then it's all good to go. So it was so much fun getting to make this guy poolside. Like, so cool. So the reason why we went was because my fiance randomly had a Tuesday off. Her days off are usually Friday, Saturday. So that's like our weekend is always Friday, Saturday. But for some reason, she also got Tuesday off this week. And it just so happened that her sister and brother in law were staying at Harrah's for a few days just for fun. And so, since she had the day off, they invited us to come join them out there. And it was such a blast. It was so much fun. But yeah, I'm not really a pool getting in the water type of girly, and so I thought I was just gonna be sitting on the side of the pool and crocheting the whole time. But my sister-in-law had like such a fun and cute little idea. She wanted us to like make these underwater videos and like live our mermaid fantasy. And so I, of course, was like, oh, I didn't know we were doing that today, but that sounds right up my alley. Like, I want to be a little mermaid swimming in the water. And obviously, for the content, I'm always there for the content, always there for the videos. And so, of course, I jumped right in the water and lived out my little mermaid fantasy. But that definitely did take time away from the crocheting, which is honestly fine because I mean, it's family time and you can't get that time back. So I'd much rather do that than just sit and crochet, which I can do any other time, anywhere, in my own home, wherever. It was also so sweet because this woman who walked past me and saw that I was crocheting, she, like, after she found her spot, came back over to me later and just wanted to tell me that she also does crochet and she's been crocheting for over 20 years, but all she makes is wearables and other like flat pieces like blankets and such. So I just thought that was really cool because that's where I got my start too. I also used to only do wearables and flat pieces and stuff like that for the first like 10 years that I was crocheting. So it was just so cool to have that in common. And she said she'd never done like plushies or amigurumi before, but she thinks it's so cute. She told me to join like a local crochet club so that I can crochet with other crocheters. And I don't know, I just thought that was so cool. And that is one of the reasons why I also do love to crochet in public. And I do try to push myself to crochet in public because it's so cool to make connections with people, either if it is other crocheters or just people who are interested in the art, the hobby, whatever it may be. I always just love encouraging other people to crochet and building those connections with people. It's just really fun, I feel like. So, especially since I'm shy, it kind of pushes me to come out of my box and to talk to other people, which I won't normally do. But I do love to talk about crochet, so I will definitely always make time for that. Okay, enough talking about how much fun I had yesterday during my pool vacation, because today we're getting back to work and I do have some updates for you guys. So, first, I got an email from Premiere yesterday morning and I was so excited because I had two delivery notifications. One of them, all I saw was the word delivery, and the other one was from Premiere. And again, all I saw was the word delivery. So I was thinking either my yarn was out for delivery or already got delivered. I was so excited thinking my yarn got here early. But no, turns out the delivered notification was just for my protein powder, and the so-called delivery was just like saying that my order was gonna be delivered at some point in time. Just that my order had shipped, but there wasn't even a date, an expected by date. So I don't know what's happening with that, but very disappointing. Happy about my protein powder, but sad about the yarn. Another fun little update of what happened yesterday, I guess, but it doesn't really have to do with the pool, is that my father-in-law was wanting to buy something from me. And so I brought all of my mini guys with me to the pool yesterday, and he ended up picking out a chubby frog because he wanted to give a gift to his nurse. So shout out to him. He's so sweet. I told him don't give me any money, but I just have very kind people all around me in my life. And so, of course, he paid me for that, which was awesome since we were at the casino yesterday, too. But yes, thank you to him. That was very sweet of him. And I hope that his nurse enjoys her new chubby frog. He told me that she has a collection of mini crochet guys on her desk. So I think it should go super cute with all the other things that she might already have. And one final and disappointing update, but I really wanted to make something fun, something unique with the yarn that I have, and I just I need to really like be smarter about checking to make sure that I have multiple skeins of yarn before I start a large project, because I'm honestly so sad about this. So let me show you guys. I started making this super cute zombie bear. Isn't he so cute? The colors. It's all Premier Chenille Brights Basics, whatever it's called. The one that's more of a blankety yarn, and it's a dual one. And when it's finished, you're supposed to embroider little stitches on it, kind of like how I did with my two-headed bunny, if you guys watched the video where I showed off that guy. But this is as far as I got on the head before running out of the cotton candy color of the Chenille Brights. So I'm very sad about it because not only did I run out of the color in my own home, I truly honestly thought I had two skeins of it. Apparently I only had one skein, so like it's my fault for not checking. But it's still really sad. But anyway, the part that's the most sad about it is that I went to the Premiere website. I'm not sure if I would have actually placed an order or not, since I literally have an order that hasn't even arrived yet from Premiere. But you know, desperate times call for desperate measures. So of course I go on Premiere.com and search up the cotton candy color, and not his head falling off. He's really a zombie bear now. I went on Premiere's website and I searched for the cotton candy color, and it is the only colorway out of every other color of the chenille basics. It is the only colorway that's out of stock right now. So I really failed on that, but you know, we can't always be perfect, I guess. But I'm just so sad, and I was trying to use up the yarn. The point of this was to use up yarn and make cute little guys that I could sell so that my inventory isn't as large. I don't have as much stuff in my house. I don't have enough room to just be keeping all these guys, keeping all this yarn. And now, of course, I have another whip that probably will not get finished for months because I'm gonna have to wait to put another yarn order in. So smart. So smart. That's that, that biotech degree is really working right now. So, it is definitely disappointing, but what can you do? I mean, unless you guys have any ideas of how I might be able to fix it. I don't know. Oh, it's so hard because, again, like I always say, I'm such a perfectionist and I can't just switch up the colors or switch up the pattern. It's not gonna look right, and I'm gonna know it, and I'm gonna be sad about it. So I guess I'll just have to wait until the cotton candy is back in stock. But so sad, sad days. Those are all the updates that I have for y'all right now. I still haven't gotten around to fixing up the yarn wall yet, which is so funny because that was gonna be the point of this video, but your girl is slacking. Well, what really happened is we decided to go to the pool yesterday, and so my yarn, not only did it not get organized, but it got even more unorganized because I had to pack a bag of yarn to bring to the pool with us. So now I feel like it looks even worse than how I showed you guys the way it looked on Monday, but it is what it is. I'll get to it eventually. I'm not even unpacking the bag of yarn yet that I brought with me yesterday because we have to go somewhere tomorrow, which means I'm going to be bringing my go bag with me tomorrow. So I don't even know, honestly, if this yarn wall is going to get fixed up this week or not, which, it is what it is. It happens. I'm happy that we were able to go to the pool yesterday, and I don't regret that. And I had too much stuff to take care of around the house on Monday, so that's why I didn't get to it on Monday, but it'll happen when it happens. I guess the good news is that since the premiere notification told me that my order wasn't going to get delivered until possibly next month, I still have a few weeks to work on this. So I'm not too disappointed, but guess that just means I have more time to work on some whips and try to get through this yarn and not make silly mistakes like this again because I can't believe I would do that. I don't know why I thought I had 2 skeins of cotton candy. Like, girl, you clearly didn't. You clearly didn't. Like, please try harder next time. Hey y'all, today is Thursday and I'm coming at you from a different location. Welcome to my car. I think I mentioned it yesterday that we had a lot of stuff to do today. We've literally just been going to appointment after appointment all day long. I just dropped off my fiance at her last meeting of the day, and so now I can finally record. But yeah, it's honestly been such a busy day, and I have not had time to do anything crochet related except finally organizing my parfait chunky in my yarn storage. I'll put a photo right here so that you guys can see how beautiful it is. I had to for sure do that because awesome news. This morning I woke up to yet another delivery notification from Premiere, but this time it was real, y'all. It was real. And I honestly don't even know how it happened because wasn't it literally just yesterday that I told y'all that they didn't even have a date for me or anything on my package? So I don't know how it was out for delivery today. Of course, the second we left our house, 5 minutes later, I get another notification that it's been delivered. So sad face because I wasn't able to bring the yarn inside, but it should be fine on my front doorstep. I'll get to it when we get back home. It's all good. But yeah, we've just been having a busy day. I honestly need to still run some errands as well. I really need to go to Ulta. Not sure if you guys can tell, but I freaking ran out of makeup, which is why my face is just like the acne so bad because I can't cover it up. Embarrassing. I also need to go to Michael's because this is all the polyfill I have left. Literally this little, like, barely a fistful, barely. So that's not going to be able to stuff anything. Like I couldn't even make a loaf kitten with that. So also need to go to Michael's to get more of that. It's just so hard. I don't know. It's just me being lazy, honestly, but I don't know if you guys get like this too after just having to run around all day. And now I finally just have a break to sit in my car and I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere else, but I really do need that stuff. Anyways, enough of me freaking complaining over literally nothing. Like, people have way bigger issues in the world than trying to figure out if they can go to a Michael's in Ulta because they've had a long day. I also wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. It's literally the smallest little thing. This is all I have right now. Any guesses on what he's gonna be? I don't know if I should share it yet or not. I don't even know if I'm holding it right side up or not. Maybe it's that way. But hopefully I'll finish him soon so that I can show you guys either in the next video, or if I finish him sooner than I publish that video, it'll be in a short. So look forward to what this little guy is gonna become. Other than that, I don't have any other updates, I don't think, other than that I've just been slacking on my crocheting and being so lazy. Like, I can't believe in this video I was planning to organize my whole yarn storage and work on all my whips and crochet more items on top of all that because I just get so busy. I don't know how I manage to stay so busy during the day, yet at the end of the day, I feel like I've gotten nothing done. Can anyone else relate to that? Sorry, this is not crochet related at all, but it's just been bugging me lately. I feel like I spend the whole day on my feet doing this and that, but then by the time the day comes to an end, I'm like, what did I really do though? Because it feels like nothing. But that's a personal problem. But anyway, I don't know. I'm just tired because of all the appointments. We also stopped by my in laws, which was fun, but I'm exhausted. I don't know. I get tired really easily. I also crash around like 4 o'clock. I don't know. Maybe I just need to like eat better or something. Let me not sit here and yap and yap and yap forever until the end of the day, though. Y'all don't care about my tiredness. This is a crochet channel, not let me talk about how tired I am channel. So that's all I have for y'all this week because Thursday is usually my Friday because our weekend is always Friday, Saturday, and we have a busy weekend this weekend. We're going to a wedding. So I'll definitely be super busy with that and probably not crocheting once again. I know that the video ended up kind of taking a turn because I didn't know that we were going to end up going to the pool this week, and I also didn't know that we were gonna have to be running all these errands today. I thought Tuesday and Thursday were just gonna be work days for me, but they weren't. So hopefully this can kind of give y'all a little bit of a realistic week in the life to show you that things don't always go the way that you plan for them to go. You know, you might want to organize your yarn bowl and finish all your whips and be able to crochet more things with your yarn stash, but it's not always going to happen. Things change, things fluctuate, and you just have to work with it and change with it. It's all good. It's fine. I hope you guys had some fun in this video. Definitely let me know down below if you did enjoy this style of video or not. You know, whatever your thoughts are, even if you thought it was a snooze fest, I totally get it and I won't be offended. I'll probably still make some videos like this, and you know, you guys can pick and choose which ones you want to watch, of course. And I have timestamps always down below so that you guys can pick and choose if you want to watch certain parts of the video or not. So hopefully that's helpful as well. But thank you so much if you did make it to the end of this video. Make sure to comment down below. If you're a shy girly like me and you don't really like to comment words on people's videos, then you can just leave an emoji. This week, let's do a spooky season emoji in honor of my box of premier yarn that I'm about to come home to right now, because all of that yarn is again for spooky season plushies, which that video should also be coming out soon, so get ready for that. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to me if you'd like to see more of my face on your feed. Even though it didn't go to plan again, I still had a lot of fun this week. I've just been having fun filming. Also, talking to you guys in my comments has been so fun. Thank you so much again to those of you who have commented on my videos. It's been so nice getting to know you guys, and sharing similar stories with some of y'all has been so cool. And also thanks to those of you, even if you haven't commented, who've just watched the video, liked the video. All of that really helps out the channel. So thank you guys so much. I had so much fun this week. I hope you all did too. And I hope you all have a very magical rest of your day. Bye bye. Other than over here. Now the flag comes down and spooks me.